Hello and welcome to Europhoria, a podcast all about the great glam and garish from Eurovision past. My name is Roland Bodnam, and as ever, I am joined by a woman who, when I asked her if she'll miss me when I move to America, she said, rather nonchalantly, just a little bit. It's Isobel Chillman. Hi, Isobel.
Oh, I miss you more than a little bit.
Oh, mate.
No.
Don't.
No.
Let's not talk about it yet. How are you doing, Isobel? You've had a funny week, haven't you?
Funny week. I've got wisdom teeth coming through and one's
God.
infected. So now I'm on antibiotics, which means that annoyingly, for the last ever UK podcast that we're doing for the foreseeable, I cannot drink.
Boo.
Because you know, when you're on antibiotics and everyone goes, oh, but you can drink. It's just that thing where you do it so that you don't forget to take your antibiotics. No, there's certain antibiotics you cannot drink on. I'm annoyingly on one of them, so I can't have any booze. But good news is...
What's that?
Dentist said the rest of my teeth were exceptional.
Wow.
Exceptional, ladies and gentlemen.
Isobel Chillman,
brush
exceptional
your
teeth.
Twice a day, every day.
Wow, good work. Well, on that note,
Thank you.
rather than offering you a bottle of wine, because we can't this episode, would you like a lovely glass of Rosé Schlür?
Oh my goodness, yes, what a lovely colour.
I know, right?
Well, they've rebranded the front, haven't they?
I know, they've made it look
They've made it more
classier.
sexy.
Yeah, it's like a sexy Schlür.
So the dots are bubbles.
Yeah, the dots are bubbles.
That's nice.
And it's basically...
Since 1935.
Wow.
I swear it's only been around since the 97.
They rebranded, didn't they, for like wine for not wine people. It's just grape juice. Fizzy grape juice. Oh, I nearly did it off mic.
Really? That's all wine is anyway, isn't it? Just grape juice.
Here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
Hope it makes a good noise. Oh, no fizz. Is it meant
Just
to
a
be
click.
fizzy?
Well, yeah, but not as like, it's not as like pumped up as a
Do
bottle.
you know what? I keep forgetting to do it near Mike. This is terrible. Here we go.
Wow, we're all let down today, aren't we?
Bad.
Never mind. It looks nice, guys.
Yeah,
like
visually.
the colour's lovely.
Yeah.
Thanks, love.
Yeah. Cheers. Oh.
Oh, it's sweet.
It's very sweet, isn't it?
Oh, Jesus. That's almost as sweet as that. Was it Moldovan?
Yeah, God, yeah, that was very sweet.
It's time for a bit of
Eurovision
Eurovision news.
Do you have any?
Nope.
No, there's not. It's been a bit of a quiet couple of weeks. Oh no, I've got one. One of our favourites from this year, 2017, Yodel It,
Oh, yeah.
won in Romania's Rada de Media Awards, Song of the Year.
It is Song of the Year.
It is Song of the
It was
Year.
Song of the Year all over the globe, I think.
Yeah.
Good for them.
yeah.
They deserve it.
Yeah, they really do.
Yeah.
Song of the Year, good for them.
Well done.
Also, one report is saying Yulia Samolova, who was the centre of the Russia-Ukraine controversy last year, says that she's still waiting for news on Lisbon. I wonder if Russia are going to enter her this year because...
Ooh.
Remember we were saying that we felt like she was a bit of a pawn in a Russia-Ukrainian
definitely
chess
was.
game.
They're not going to enter her now.
No.
They did it on purpose last year. They're not going to enter her. Sorry,
yeah,
Yulia.
so, I mean...
I'd be very surprised if they did.
Yeah, they might do, but if they did, they won't win many points. She wasn't great. She wasn't good, was she?
Couldn't sing. No, absolutely not.
Okay, so time now for some any other business. We have a new emailer.
Wow, you've waited a bit late, haven't you? Wherever you are.
Long-time listener, first-time
Bloody
emailer.
hell.
This is from someone called Zach. And Zach says, Roland, Isobel,
Hi.
just writing in to congratulate you on the bang-up 10-star job you two are doing, keeping me entertained on my Thursday morning commutes.
Oh, lovely.
Zach here from North America, more specifically, Chicago.
I could have guessed he was North American with a name like Zach.
Yeah, Zach. More specifically, Chicago, but born and raised in Nebraska. Ooh. To my knowledge, I'm the second Nebraskan to write into you, which is interesting for an international, European-focused, LGBT-friendly podcast to have a fan base from the mostly rural Midwest state. Must account for the increase in country music entries at Eurovision of late. Thanks, Common Linettes. Anyway, just writing to warn 2018 Eurovision attendees that if they see an American in Lisbon in May crying in a puddle of my own tears, it'll be me. My amazing fiancé Phil surprised me on my 30th birthday with tickets to Lisbon so that they can attend the grand final.
Phil, you little gem.
What a great birthday
Keep
present,
hold of
eh?
Phil.
I know, Phil's great. So, Isobel, we're stopping off in London for a few days before Lisbon, so perhaps I'll see you shimmying those elbows and shoulders in a London club while a Loreen song plays in the background.
Zach, get in touch, mate. Let me know them dates. I'll take you out.
Roland, best of luck in NYC. A word to the wise about Americans. We're exactly as we say on the tin. Bold, brash, and selfish at times, but get to know the right people and you'll be just fine. Plus, an accent will get you a hell of a long way out here.
Oh yeah, and doesn't he know it?
I've been practicing my.
Gonna be hamming it up.
Hello there. And don't just stick to the coasts. Come see what our interiors have to offer. Don't read too much into that. Zach.
Zach, I like you.
Yeah, I'll close by saying that I'm extremely happy you two intend to keep up the podcast while you're separated. I can't imagine not having my weekly dose of Isobel's insanely charming cackles and Roland's body convulsing bangers. Keep it up, lovies. Zach from North America, specifically Chicago, by way of Nebraska.
Oh, Zach, you absolute babe. Lovely stuff.
Great email, Zach.
Oh, that is a great email.
Yeah.
And on that note, let's reiterate that this is the last UK-based podcast.
Yes.
And this is the last podcast for a little bit. We're going to do the same thing we did earlier in the year after Eurovision. We'll have a little break. Roland's moving country. It's then going to be Christmas. There's a lot on.
Yeah.
I'm permanently sweaty and tired, as is Roland. We're a sweaty
sweaty
pair.
bunch.
We're a sweaty pair. It's probably a good job we're going to be on different sides of the Atlantic from now on.
Spread the sweat.
Just spread that sweat around a little bit more. Lovely. So we're going to have a little break for a while, but we will be back. We will be back next season. It might change a little bit in terms of how the show works.
Yeah.
Just because we've got to work on different continents,
yeah.
being able to do this still, but we will fundamentally be back in the new year and the podcast will still be freaking awesome.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, it will. Yeah, it will. Yeah, it will. So stay tuned for that. We have.
Roland is so tired. He said that clearly with not much enthusiasm in his voice.
Let's move on.
Just stay tuned.
It'll be fine. So we have another email. However, it's an email from our lovely one of the fan favorites, Jaime. Hi, Jaime. Hi, Jaime. It was an email we received a few days ago. And then yesterday, just before recording, it was a good job we recorded sort of a day later than we normally do, because yesterday we received a tweet from Jaime saying, I was really drunk when I sent you that email. Please don't read it out on air. So we've read it and we really enjoy it, but we won't read it out on air.
We won't embarrass you, Jaime.
No, just know that we read it and we've seen it.
You were drunk.
And you were drunk, yeah. Yeah, but thanks. Anyway, Jaime, if you want to send us a drunk email that we don't read out on air, that's fun to receive too. So please do.
Yeah, always. EuphoriaPodcast@gmail.com. We won't be reading them out on air for a couple of months, but keep sending them in.
Yeah, we got time to fill up the mailbag.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Get them in early, mate. Yeah. Come on, we'll read them out in chronological order. So you get yours on first. It will be read out in 2 months' time, very late. Yeah. So maybe don't make it time specific.
No, but just tell us stuff.
Just fun specific.
Yeah, fun specific. We love fun specific. Last email is from a woman called Imogen. And if you remember, Imogen is our teenager from London emailer, listener. So Imogen writes, so you may remember a few months ago, I wrote in saying I was going to write a song. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you've also noticed no song. Well, I have an explanation. Mm-hmm. I've spent many hours on GarageBand, and bless you for doing that, and discovered my musical talent is absolutely zero. I produced nothing that would even get to Eurovision, let alone get past the semis.
Good for you for admitting that, Imogen. Yeah. There's no shame in admitting defeat.
I mean, maybe I should have admitted that a long time ago, but there you go. Many apologies, Roland. You have my sincere applause for making a song every week. Nevertheless, I'll continue to send in correspondence.
Yes,
Love
please.
The show. Keep up the good work. And actually, Imogen hasn't sent in a song, but she is the first person to record something for us and send it in. Would you like to listen?
I would, thank you very much.
A message from Imogen. Here we go.
Hi Isobel and Roland. Just wanted to say good luck to Roland on his move to New York. And remember, there's only 7 months till Eurovision. Love from Imogen.
Oh, Imogen, what a lovely voice.
I know. That's funny listening. Having a little listen to our listeners.
Mate. So on that note, then, in terms of the songs, again, like we said, it was going to happen.
Oh no!
All those gifts, all those prizes.
Do I have to take them to New York with me?
You're getting set on fire, mate, aren't they? I'm burning them in a bit. No, absolute jokes. I am going to pack all them up and take them down to my nearest charity shop down the road for me in Dalston. I love them very dearly, so I'm going to take all that stuff down there. So they will get. Someone in Dalston is going to really enjoy a Wi-Fi karaoke microphone and Michelle McManus workout DVD.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good for them. I mean, it's nice to have a clear out, isn't it? It was useful for that, if nothing else.
Completely, yeah. We piled them into a box and there we go.
There you are.
Okay, shall we move on?
I want a story, mate.
Let's move on
Give
to
me my story.
Lovely story, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's crack on with it. Last one for a while, but I think it's a good one. So here we go. I'll just begin. Albano Carissi and Romina Power, great names, were true examples of a fairy tale couple. Albano was a fairly small, inconspicuous man who grew up in a poor southern Italian family. He always wore a suit with heels to help with his height. Romina was an elegant and beautiful woman from a wealthy Italian family. She had a good 2 inches of height at least on Albano, with long brown hair and doe eyes. She really was a picture of beauty. As one article I read said, that they were an unequal pair. Perhaps precisely because of this, they seemed so genuine. For what, except true love, would have brought these two together? Beautiful.
Tinder maybe,
but not in 1967, which is when they met.
Just true love.
That's the only thing.
Nowadays, true love
or Tinder.
Or a dating app.
Yeah, because you can't tell how many inches you've got on a guy on Tinder, can you?
No, I thought I told you about this.
Yeah.
I started dating someone, listeners, and I'm on leading up to the first date. I was like, I quite fancy him, but the only thing I could work out that maybe might be a bit wrong. This is very judgy. I'm so sorry to say this, but I thought he might be unforgivably short, as I described it. I'm 5'2", so like I've no problem with like a shorter man.
Yeah.
But unforgivably short means like my height or below.
Yeah.
I wear big heels.
Yeah.
So I need like someone who can keep up with that.
Yeah.
Turns out fine.
Yeah. No, he's
would have been useful if he'd put like a photo of him next to another human.
But then you don't know the height of that human. You need next.
They could all be tiny.
They could all be tiny. You don't know.
Or giants.
Anyway, these pair didn't met on Tinder. No. They met on a movie set in 1967.
Snazzy.
Where, slightly weirdly, Albano was playing Romina's father.
Oh.
Only playing. The pair bonded and fell in love. Their respective families actually disapproved quite strongly of the relationship. However, true love can't be swayed, and the pair married just 3 years later in Celino, San Marco. Both Albano and Romina were professional singers as well as actors and had released music as solo artists. However, they decided they wanted to share their love of music and of one another with the world and became an official pop duo in 1975, creating their own record label and releasing their first album as a duo known as Atto 1. Atto 1. So they were at least expecting to do Atto 2 as well. It's bold going in with a 1, isn't it? Because you're like, if it goes to shit, you then it's just Atto the only one. Yeah. Just 1 year later, the pair decided, as the fact that they were European pop stars, it was time to do the only thing a European pop star is destined to do. And that is to enter the Eurovision Song Contest.
Yes, mate.
After performing in the San Remo Music Festival, the pair got through and performed their song, We'll Live It All Again, in Stockholm. After a solid effort...
That wasn't the song title name.
No, We'll Live It All Again
in Stockholm.
Although that sounds fun.
That's great.
No, it was in Stockholm and they sang We'll Live It All Again. After a solid effort from the pair, the results came through, and in the final standings, Italy came in 7th out of 18 with 69 points. So it's not so bad. You know, it's 7th. It's okay.
It's not embarrassing.
It's not embarrassing, no. Over the next decade, their career continued its upward trajectory with one song, Felicita, selling over 6 million copies and receiving the German Golden Globe in 1982.
Wow.
Yeah. Then in 1985, they couldn't resist the urge any longer and decided to take one last crack at winning the prize, which had eluded them all this time. They re-entered the Eurovision Song Contest, this time with a song, not Man Oh Man, but Magic Oh Magic.
Oh.
Shall we have a little listen to Magic Oh Magic?
Yes, please.
I'm also going to show you it because her outfit, I think you'll be insanely jealous of her outfit.
I love magic.
Bambino, ti fermavi a giocare con lei. Magic, oh magic, c'è una musica strana. Magic, oh magic, vagamente italiana, che colora di speranza, l'infinito in una stanza, e di colpo quella stanza non c'è.
There you go.
So good.
Right.
Can that be our Eurovision outfits next year? Because his
Ooh.
suit has like silvery lines
I know,
down
that's
it.
going to be hard to...
And she looks like a sweetie rapper.
She does look like a
You
sweetie
can tell
rapper.
that's mid-80s from looking at their outfits. Especially the backing singers.
Oh my God, the backing singers are...
One of them's dressed like a dodgy 80s bride.
Yeah, really. Like it is clearly like when a bride makes her bridesmaids dress in like really bad dresses. Clearly Romina just went, no, you guys wear this.
You will look hideous and not match. I'm going to look
It is
fabulous.
I think, did they make the Italian flag out of the colours of their dresses? Let's have a look. Yes, they did.
Nice.
Excellent. So, yeah, that was Magic Oh Magic. I quite like that song. Magic, oh magic.
Yeah, I'm into it.
It's quite nice. Yeah, very 80s, but yeah. Actually, the audience liked it too, but not quite enough to give them the victory. This time, they got 78 points, but came 7th. So it didn't improve on the place, but improved on the points.
Come on, guys.
I know. This didn't stop their fairy tale pairing from living the dream life. They carried on their singing careers and lived on a large estate in the beautiful southern Italian region of Salino San Marco, where they got married. And they had their 4 children with them, and they all lived very, very happily.
The end. Good story, Roland. Bit brief, but all right, I'll take it.
Reading it now, I kind of hope that was the end because things are about to get quite dark.
Oh God.
So
I'm quite emotional today. So
I know.
I don't know if I can
just
deal with this. Give me the schlur. Give me the schlur.
So this vision of perfection was soon to be fairly rocked, however, when tragedy was about to strike the family. Albano and Romina's eldest daughter was called Yelena Carisi. She was born very early into the relationship, and Yelena began following in her parents' footsteps, appearing in the movie In Paradise, and was also the person who turns around the letters in the first series of the Italian version of Wheel of Fortune.
Wow, that's a good
job, right? Yeah. In 1987, she also began her singing career. She released a duet with her mother. It was a song called Abbey Faith. In the early 90s, Yelena began studying literature at King's College London. She soon started to get itchy feet and began to formulate a plan to travel the world alone with only a backpack and her diary. Yelena began...
Why am I getting nervous?
Yelena began her travels in South America, very happily travelling from town to town, country to country. Around Christmas time, 1993, Yelena's younger brother, Yari, decided to pay a surprise visit to Yelena, and he went to Belize, where he knew she last was. However, when he arrived, he was told by hotel staff that she had left just hours before and had headed to New Orleans, a city in which she had been just a few months before on a trip that the whole family made together. On December 30th and 31st, Yelena made 2 phone calls to her family. The first ended abruptly after a short row with her father, Albano, who'd become upset by the fact that she'd returned to the city of New Orleans, as when they all went there together earlier, Yelena had befriended this street trumpeter who went by the name of Masicala, who'd always made Albano and Romina feel very uncomfortable. The second phone call with her mother was much calmer and peaceful, and they wished each other a happy new year and looked forward to the year ahead. So that was December 31st. Albano Carisi's suspicions were sadly correct, as Yelena was in fact staying in the Le Dale Hotel together in New Orleans with Masicala. Albano's concerns also rang true, as Masakala also had prior convictions for drugs and sexual abuse. There are reports as well that Masakala was presenting himself as some sort of like modern spiritually enlightened guru.
Anyone who thinks they're spiritually enlightened
and like a guru,
you know that they are a dangerous piece of crap.
Yeah. Apparently Yelenia started calling him master and saying that he had opened completely new intellectual horizons.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Master.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anything. Oh no. Okay.
But it's culty. That is cult. Like, it's a very small cult, but it's that cult. Like, yeah, it is culty.
Do you know what I read yesterday when I was reading about all this stuff that's going on with Harvey Weinstein and Rose McGowan and stuff?
Yeah.
She was raised in a cult.
Oh, was she?
So her dad was the leader of a cult in Europe, and she was removed by her grandmother. I haven't found all the full details about this yet. I don't know if she's writing like a memoir at the moment. Wow. So I think it's probably gonna be included in that. But her grandmother, basically, when she was in her like, when she was still a child, maybe like early teens,
basically like broke her out,
removed her from it.
Wow, bloody hell,
crazy.
Yeah. They are bloody dangerous when you start calling people master. On January 6th, the owner of the hotel, a woman called Cindy Dale, stated that she last saw Yelenia as she walked out of her room at midday, leaving almost all of her personal belongings, including her passport and diary, behind. And Cindy never saw her return. Masakala himself stayed in the hotel room until January 14th. He checked out of the room using Yelenia's passport and attempted to pay for the room using her traveller's check. It was at this point that the hotel staff called the police, who accosted Masakala. And he initially claimed he did not know where Yelenia was, but he believed she was fine.
No one, like, who's going to believe that?
I don't know where she is, but
I don't know where she is, but she's okay.
Yeah, it's like, well,
I've no clue. She hasn't taken a passport or money, but I'm guessing she's okay. Yeah. She's doing fine out there with no money, no passport, and no one around her.
If you're a spiritual guru, I guess you know these things.
Spiritual twat.
Okay. Just a couple of weeks later, Masakala's former fiance reported him for rape. And that meant that the police had warrants to further investigate him. He was arrested on January 31st. However, he was released less than 2 weeks later due to lack of evidence. At which point, he disappeared, fleeing from New Orleans and leaving Yelenia's family devastated at the loss of their main suspect. The most reliable witness in this case was a man named Albert Cordova, who was a night watchman at the Audubon Aquarium of the Americas. He claimed to have seen a blonde woman being thrown into the Mississippi on the night of the 6th of January.
Oh my God.
He initially identified her as a missing 15-year-old. However, when she was found alive and well, he was shown a recent photo of Yelenia and confirmed that she matched his description. Albano Carissi began to believe this man's story, particularly when he heard the description that before entering the water, the woman had exclaimed, "I belong to the waters," which is a phrase Yelenia had used to shout when diving in water as a child.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I know. Like, as a parent, that must be the worst thing you can hear.
Aye. Okay, keep going.
Sorry, your antibiotics are like...
I'm very weirdly excited that you found a Eurovision murder.
I know.
But also, this is a lot.
Like, now I'm like, as I was writing it, I was like, I found a Eurovision murder, but
I
kind of wish I didn't.
This is intense, guys. Stick with it.
Yeah, over the years, more and more damning reports of Masakala's abuse came out, with one woman in particular announcing that she herself was the victim of mental and physical violence by the man.
Oh, isn't that an odd thing to hear, that when one woman says that a man has been mentally and physically abusive towards them, that afterwards other women say that this man has been mentally and physically abusive towards them? Isn't that an odd theme?
Yeah, that's...
never hear that.
Never heard that before.
No.
Yeah, it must be the exception.
Oh, yeah.
So a fellow musician also described Masakala as, and these are pretty damning words, a violent coward who treats women very badly. He uses violence and then draws them back in with his charismatic speeches. He's the worst kind of man or human.
Well, it's not.
I mean, it is.
That is the same. So say that description again.
Yeah. And actually, I'm with you on this. He uses violence and then draws them back in with his charismatic speeches.
Any woman or man who has been in an abusive relationship of any sorts, whether it is physical, emotional, psychological, whatever aspect, with a man, that is the exact description of it.
Mm-hmm.
They lure you back in every single time by being charismatic and charming and making you think that you were just being ridiculous about their previous behavior. So that is not a standalone. He's not a standalone person in that aspect. That is a theme for abusive men. Throughout the world, throughout the histories of time, they will use their charisma to be able to get away with it time and time again. Fuck.
And that sentence sums that up very well.
Yeah.
As with any missing persons case where a body was never found, there have also been numerous sightings of Yelenia throughout the years. So there were reports of her living in the Dominican Republic, which were written by a Spanish reporter in 2005. In 2011, it was weirdly stated by the New Orleans police chief that Yelenia was living in a convent in Phoenix, Arizona. In an interview, Albano called this news shameful speculation containing not a bit of truth. The whole saga put strains on Albano and Romina's relationship, obviously. Albano seemed to accept the eyewitness report as a description of his daughter. Romina, on the other hand, held out more hope and continued searching for her lost daughter. She began to search for her daughter through many TV appeals and TV shows, both at home in Italy and abroad. This conflict of belief of what happened ultimately destroyed the happiness of the couple, leading Albano and Romina to divorce in 1999 and leading to a fairly messy and angry separation, which was only perpetuated by dirt throwing in the media.
Oh, Christ.
This separation meant that the pair no longer performed with one another. Instead, they retired into privacy and relative obscurity. Albano became a winemaker in the south of Italy, and Romina moved to the United States and found peace in Buddhism. In 2014, Albano pushed for the Italian courts to legally declare Yelenia as dead so that she could finally be put to rest. And this proved successful despite her mother's claim that she could still be alive.
Oh,
that's got to be the hardest thing to do, but I think at that point you kind of have to accept it, don't you? As recently as November 2015, the case seemed to warm up once again when it was reported that a Canadian serial killer, Keith Hunter Jesperson, who goes by the really, really creepy as hell name Happy Face Killer. Happy Halloween, everyone. recognized a photo of Yelenia and claimed it to be one of his victims. He identified her as Suzanne, which was a pseudonym often used by Yelenia. Albano flew to the US to take a DNA test with the unidentified remains of the woman, who did actually match very closely descriptions of Yelenia at the time, down to remains of the clothes which were found nearby. Sadly, the DNA test failed to match a connection between the remains and Albano. Meanwhile, Albano and Romina have actually begun tentatively performing together once again. They joined each other on a stage in Moscow in 2013. Now, they don't speak very publicly about their personal relationship and everything that they've been through. However, it has been seen to be understandably strained with such sad circumstances surrounding their breakdown of their marriage. However, as one article put it, when they stand side by side on stage and sing Felicita together, it almost seems as if part of their happiness returns, at least for the fans. And let's take a look at one of their more recent performances.
looked glorious.
Yeah, she does look glorious.
That's so... Oh, my goodness.
I mean...
For them to be able to... After all of that they've gone through...
Yeah.
Over so many years, to be able to stand on stage and hold hands and sing together.
Yeah.
That must take a lot.
An awful, awful lot. That's my story. I know it's a real bummer.
Jeez. But I mean, we found a Eurovision murder.
Eurovision murder.
Jesus,
I don't know if
you
we're ever
did
going
it.
to write one again. But
Oh my God. That's insane. How did you find
Unsolved
that?
as well. Dug around. I think I darkly entered in Eurovision tragedy in German Google, and it came up with an Italian story. We found one unsolved too.
Unsolved.
I mean, we know who it was.
Yeah, but let's solve it.
Let's solve it.
Season 3, Euphoria. We're gonna solve a murder.
I think Masakala's still around. I think I heard like 2013 he's still about. Watch out for him.
Don't say that. Oh my God.
I don't mean it like that. I mean,
Jesus. Guys, watch out. There's a murderer still around.
There's an abuser.
He might get you. Happy face killer's locked up though.
Happy face killer. That's
He's
creepy as
locked
hell.
away. Did you see in the news today about that in Japan?
Oh God. How many dismembered bodies were found in a house?
9.
Oh my God.
There was heads in cooler boxes.
Oh, I didn't read that. I only read the headline. Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, that's horrible.
And I was saying to my mate John earlier that I was like, obviously it's horrific. Obviously it's like just so unbelievably horrific.
Yeah.
Part of me, though, is as soon as I saw it, was like, give it 2 or 3 years, there'll be an amazing Netflix documentary / podcast about this.
You need the 2 or 3 years, but yes, that absolutely
give it a couple
will
of
be.
years.
That absolutely will be.
There'll be something phenomenal.
Yeah. Oh God.
That's bad. I'm sorry.
But
I'm so grim. Sorry.
but that's the thing is you do want to know the story behind it, right?
Yeah, I really want to.
It is. I mean,
it's to understand. This is the thing. This is like why people love true crime. Why everyone's big on it at the moment.
Yeah.
The whole My Favorite Murder stuff and Serial and that. And I'm interested. I'm fascinated in it. And it's not out of like I want to do that. I want to do a murder.
No.
It's understanding how someone can do a murder. Like understanding the human brain well enough to get why someone would do that. In a context, I think largely of like, if I understand why someone would do it, it'll never happen to me.
Yeah.
I'll never get murdered.
You see the signs and you do all that. And
exactly.
And just, exactly. Comprehending something that is so like incomprehensible, like doing that to someone.
Ugh.
Oh, ugh. Makes you feel weird, doesn't it?
Good story though, mate.
All
Good
right,
story. Fucking hell.
It was all good.
Should we do a song now?
Let's do a song.
Don't have it be a stabby one.
It's not
a fun
not like
festival
a clap,
fun one.
No, don't worry. No. No, let's do the song. So actually, I've said before, it's always interesting where I get my inspiration from. Sometimes from the world around me, sometimes from other songs that I hear. Sometimes I don't know where they come from. It comes from totally out of nowhere. This week,
sometimes it seems as if it's just placed in his brain by God. I don't know. It's like a gift or something. It's just it just appears.
Well, this week I've got no idea where this inspiration came from. But this song's about two people who became extremely good friends. And who bonded over some common ground, perhaps a TV show, maybe a big music event, maybe even a Europe-wide music competition. But then one of the two people had to go away for some reason.
No!
So I've written a song from the perspective of this random person who's having to go away and wants to tell his friend what she means to him.
Oh, don't! Stop it!
So this song is called Farewell But Not Goodbye. Are you ready? Okay, here we go.
So it's over before we knew it. Well, I'm so glad that we both went through it. And now it's my time to spread my wings and fly. But friend, you should know we're never gonna need to say goodbye. But please say farewell, don't say goodbye. As you watch me leave, there's no need to cry. 'Cause even when don't say goodbye. What a time to keep forever. All those days we will both remember. And as I take my nervous steps away, I wanna thank you for being here every single day. I know I'm leaving pretty soon, but while we're still here in this room, we just got time to say it again. Please say farewell, don't say goodbye. As you watch me leave, there's no need to cry. 'Cause even when there's seas between us, you're always on my mind. Say farewell, just don't say goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye. Say farewell, just don't say goodbye.
That was a song called Farewell But Not Goodbye by
Oh,
me.
Roland.
I've done a song about us.
You did a song about us. Second official song that's ever been written about me.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it is. Yeah. Potentially third. We don't know, but...
Don't know yet. See about that.
Yeah.
First
yeah.
one I think that's ever been made. Well done, mate.
Yeah.
I mean, it was terrible.
I was, yeah. I mean, bearing in mind I did this half on the plane back from Las Vegas, half while I was
Showing off.
moving out of my house. And in between, I mean, I'm not trying to make excuses. The message is there. The message is
The
there.
message is there, mate. It's beautiful. It was terrible but
Yeah,
beautiful.
terrible but beautiful.
Terrible but beautiful. That's you all over, isn't it? Terrible but beautiful, both of them.
beautiful. Oh.
Oh, mate.
I mean, I'm not really bothered about the score.
No, me
Just
neither.
saying thank you. You wrote a note
Just
down.
did
What
a
did you
nice
say?
song. No, I didn't write a note down.
Oh,
I was
you
just
just
switching
wrote
on my
something. Oh, right,
switching on my
okay.
laptop.
Uh,
I mean, I can score it.
Yeah,
If you want me to.
Yeah, you can give it a score. Like, give it a score. Give it like a sentimentality score, and then
And
give
then
it
a real one.
Eurovision score of what it would get.
So, sentimentality purposes. I mean, you hit.
Hitting the sentimentals.
I mean,
Hitting your
probably for like in terms of hitting my sentimentals, you're batting at a do's, mate.
Oh,
But
I didn't get full tears on cheeks. That's what I was aiming for. It didn't happen.
Okay, so
No.
maybe you're at a 10.
Yeah, okay, that's all right.
10.
That's
You
all
know, I
right.
didn't cry.
10 on the sentimentals.
10 on the sentimentals. In terms of actual like what I would do at Eurovision, like Catra.
4.
Sorry, is that really?
No, that's fine, mate. I get it. No, it's fine. It's fine. Hey, I'm just glad.
I
there
was
a song.
fucking laughing though. It was
Yeah,
fucking
that's all right.
great. That was fucking great.
No, I'm glad that there is a song that exists and a story, even though the story was devastating and the song was devastating for different reasons.
Devastating for different reasons.
So shall we? Okay, so we're going to reiterate really quickly before we go. We will be back.
Wait. Hold your horses, buddy.
Oh yeah, what? You've got something?
I've got something to play to you, mate.
Shit. Okay.
So I've got a little treat for you. A number of treats for you, actually. Unfortunately, Imogen usurped this slightly at the beginning. I'm joking, Imogen. You're wonderful and beautiful for sending in that wonderful message. I adore you.
Yeah.
But unbeknownst to Imogen, a few other little messages
What
sent
have
in,
you been
haven't
doing?
we? A few other little
What are
messages.
you doing?
Do you want to have a listen to
What
them?
have you been doing?
Hi Roland, it's the Reverend here. Just wanted to wish you luck on your move to New York City. You've chosen the right continent to move to, just sadly the wrong country and the wrong side of the continent. The West Coast is so much better, I'm afraid. But anyway, thanks for all the fun with Europhoria, and I hope you have a great move to New York. Hope to see you sometime. Bye.
The Reverend. He has such a good voice as well.
I know, it really
So
is good,
good.
isn't
He
it?
used
It's
to
because
do
he's
radio
a
stuff.
public speaker for the last
public speaker.
30 years.
Very nice, friendly voice.
Really good voice.
Oh, thanks, the Reverend. That's
He's
very
not the
kind
only
of you.
one.
Hey Roland, it's Graham calling from San Francisco. I just wanted to say how proud I am that you are following in your fairy godfather's footsteps and heading over the pond to the United States of America. I know you're going to have a fantastic time in New York, and I wish you all the luck in the world. I can't wait to come and visit you over there. You're going to make lots of friends and have a blast. Anyway, as long as you keep doing the podcast, we'll all be kept very happy. So lots of love and hope to see you soon. Bye.
The lovely Graham sent in a lovely message.
You sneaky so-and-so getting these messages.
Don't stop yet.
So far, people with great voices.
Hi Roland, this is Reggie. Have a fabulous time in New York. Watch all the Broadway shows and introduce the wacky and wonderful Eurovision to those Yanks. Love from the Doctor Down Under.
Reggie! Wow! Reggie's voice was not what I expected. Reggie sounds American.
Reggie sounds like a TV star.
Yeah.
She's going to be one of those famous doctors on TV.
Oh, God, yeah.
What's the English one?
Dr. Christian.
Dr. Christian.
Yeah.
But she's going to be Dr. Reggie.
Yeah, Dr. Reggie.
In Australia. And she's going to point at people's dirty, rudy
Look at
bits.
you. Now we're listening to the listeners.
I know. Still got a few more to go.
My God.
Hey Roland, this is Jonathan from North America, wishing you well in your travels to New York in the coming days. You and your songwriting savvy will definitely be a welcome addition to the States, and I'm so excited to see what the future of Europhoria holds. Best of luck.
Shut the front door.
Jonathan from North America.
Oh,
and it doesn't stop there.
Oh my God.
Hey Roland, fly on the wings of love to New York, and we will all stay here with only teardrops. But no worries, we will rise like a phoenix. Roland, you are the hero of our time. No citation needed. Hallelujah. Viva la diva. Yael.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Such a cute one.
Wow.
And we've got another one.
Hello, Roland, and I guess also Isobel. Hello. But more importantly, Roland.
Hey.
I know, wow, shocker. All the best for the journeys ahead for your time in the Big Apple. And I'm not gonna even listen to this because I'm going to hear that on the podcast possibly, and oh my God, it's going to be so embarrassing. Okay, 30 seconds, that's far too long. Good luck. Mwah, besos.
That was Thomas Barlow.
Oh wow.
Another one of our
Barlow.
fan favourites.
It's so interesting hearing these voices.
I know. I didn't.
So interesting.
So odd. I wouldn't have thought anyone sounded like this.
No, everyone sounds great.
Got another couple for you.
Oh God.
Hi Roland, Daniela here. I just want to say that you are amazing and good luck to moving to the USA and spreading the good word of Eurovision.
The lovely Daniela there.
Oh,
Another regular emailer for us. And we're going to end now with someone who's probably going to become a good buddy of yours, who went down a similar route as one of our previous fans. I think this is my favourite of all the messages.
Okay.
Hey Roland, congratulations on your new job and big move. You and Isobel have turned me into a puppet on a string with your stories over the last year. I will never give up on you or this Boom Bang a Bang podcast you've created. You said, believe in me, and like all children of the universe, I said, I can. I'm sure Isobel will be a crybaby when you leave and beg you to come back. Just a reminder, you're making your mind up to take one step further into the future, away from the bad old days of your teenage life. Even if it feels like it sometimes, you're not alone. Anyway, it's my time to go. I'll be flying the flag for you when you arrive. Just remember to save your kisses for me.
That's the wonderful Chance, the not rapper.
Not the rapper.
What a gorgeous voice.
Wow.
I even emailed him back saying, you have a lovely voice, Chance. Lovely
Maybe
voice.
I'll start a podcast with Chance.
There you go, mate. Everyone's wishing you well.
Thank you, Isobel. That was really, really sweet of you. I imagine that took a lot of work.
I'll send them all over to you, mate.
you-
Everyone, you should have the speed of the responses.
Wow.
And I sent a couple of messages out saying, hey, could you send us a message for Roland? Bloody hell, I swear, it must have been, maybe it was Daniela. Sent it over in about 2 minutes flat. It was just like straight in, just done, sorted, mate. Absolutely. Thank you so much, everyone, for doing that. It's very sweet and very kind of you. I was genuinely, I was a little bit overwhelmed when they all came in.
Yeah, that's very sweet. Thank you, everyone. I feel I'm going to take them with me to New York.
You should do. You can do.
Yeah, I will do.
Don't need any extra packing.
No, they're digital files.
Oh, yeah, so like funky and digital.
Oh, no, genuinely, everyone. Thank you so much. That does genuinely mean a lot. And also thank you all for listening to this season, because it's been a lot of fun, and been a lot of fun having you all involved.
Oh.
So we are doing more.
We are doing more. this is not the end. Roland is leaving in like 2 days' time. He's going to New York. We're having a break.
Yeah.
But we're doing this all again in 2018.
For the Eurovision season. So we will be leading up to Eurovision. So there will be proper Eurovision news pretty much from the word go by that point.
Well, let's be careful about what we promise. Because time dependent.
Yeah.
Everything is time dependent.
True. Yeah, that is true. But there'll be something.
We're going to work something out. Something's going to happen.
But yeah, so if you want to email us, as we said at the start, europhoriapodcast@gmail.com.
Or we're on Twitter when we remember to use it, which is EuphoriaCast.
Yeah, we get
EuphoriaCast.
Little notifications when people send us stuff, so we'll keep our eye
we're a bit stuff, Mark, but we'll keep doing it. I'm going to try and be good during this break and repost a lot of the old ones. So you can have a lovely listen back to all of our ridiculous stories over the last 12 months now.
Yeah, God,
we've been doing this a year, haven't we?
We have, yeah.
Remember how screechy I was in that first one? Still am.
We're still working it out.
Still am.
So Isobel, we're going to end the show and this season in the same way we end every show this season, with a question. This week I'm going to ask you a very simple question, Isobel.
Mm-hmm.
Isobel, would you like to come back and make season 3 of Europhoria in a few weeks' time?
Yes!
Yay! There we go. There we have it, everyone. Thank you so much for listening this season. I can't wait to start it all over again in a few weeks.
We love you so much.
Keep in touch.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.